What is shaking out there, everybody? JT back with you here in the studio. Looks like we got everything working like it's supposed to. We got audio, we got video, and we got you in the audience, and we got a bunch of people already tuned in. I'm excited for that. That's a good sign. Welcome to Studio 10-4 Live, and this is the weekly update for September 25th. This will be the last one for September. We're going to be done with it, on to October before we know it. And I know some of us are probably happy as can be about that, because that means that maybe on to a better month, and maybe on to better things. But for CG and Ashley Soza, who I'm going to bring in right now because they're so dang busy, I don't want to hang them up today and keep them in here any longer than they need to be. They got a truck show to do this weekend. Hey, guys.
Hi.
But by the way, in 5 minutes time, and I'm going to take credit for it. I like to think it was my calming nature and voice that took the deer in the headlight look away from
you. All you, man.
Actually, you are awesome. So it must be just freaking nutso right now, right? I mean, we're TikToking it down to the last moments here. What's happening in you guys' world?
Oh yeah, it's
not nuts. It's just getting everything in order. You guys know from your show,
Yeah,
it's different for me. It's different because I'm sort of like the background support, where Dan and Shan are front line, and Tim and April during Truckin' for Kids. I'm answering stuff. People are sending me messages online, like right now, how to register for our show coming up in November. And I'm like, dude, go to the website. Anyway, go ahead.
Same thing. It's not any different. The same thing, but Ashley takes care of all that stuff.
I know.
But
I literally have my phone right here, and I'm like, people are messaging me right now. I'm like, hold on.
We're trying to get everything, wrapped up, last minute stuff that you can't do till a couple days before. And of course, you always got a couple monkey wrenches that are thrown in there that just cost you a couple hours that you didn't have in the first place. But, it's all coming together nicely. Registrations are up this year, probably about 10-15%. The weather's, we're not going to have any rain. We're not going to have any triple digits. It's going to be a little warm, but it's going to be perfect beer weather, which our beer garden will be there to serve and quench your thirst, and everything at our beer garden, supports our foundation. So, and I've been having a lot of questions, Dan, about, this and that. So I just want to go over real quick, this truck show that we do. We don't, as Soza's Ashley and I, or Soza Trucking, none of us gain any money out of this whatsoever. 100% of all these proceeds go to the AJ Soza Dyslexia Foundation, which we are a certified 501c3 nonprofit foundation. So, if somebody thinks about, well, maybe it's a little expensive or this or that, it's all for a fundraiser. It's not going in anybody's pocket whatsoever. So, and, I was thinking, we never did announce last year's total, so I might as well announce it now. Last year,
wait a minute, drum roll.
Right? Last year, the truck show, we brought in just south of $30,000 after we paid all the bills and everything else. So that was a plus. We were up 11,000 from the previous year. And then with that too, we also have our first, I want to call it a scholarship recipient, because I'm still digging through red tape with school districts, which could take me a while. So we kind of went rogue a little bit. And we got hooked up with a family that has a daughter that looks like she has dyslexia. We got her in for scheduled for testing here next Monday. I believe she meets with the teacher for the first time. I'm going to be there to see that happen. And so everybody's donations, everybody's support is going to good use. We're finally got it to where we need it to go. And most likely our scholarship percent will be there at the truck show. So we'll get to introduce her at the closing ceremonies, which will be really cool, I think, for all of us to see 4 years of hard work finally come to what we were doing it all for in the first place. And of course, in memory of my son, AJ, and my late wife, Winley. So we're super excited about that finally all the hard work's coming to pass.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And there is a lot of hard work that goes into making a truck show. Listen, just because we have a truck show doesn't make it one. There's a lot of people There's a lot of energy layers to what makes this thing happen. So I think everybody appreciates the fact you guys are doing a charity event. I hope. If not, they should know that now, and hopefully they'll get the message clear to them by the time this weekend is over. But everything's looking on track. I mean, you got polls happening all day Saturday, light show Friday night, Saturday night, awards on Sunday. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, everything's looking to be right on schedule, like it should be. The weather's going to be nice. We're having so far right now. Looks like we're having an awesome turnout for the pullers. I think we're going to probably do our biggest numbers yet for this year with just the way pre-registration looks. On a side note, we have a safe that was donated by John Deere. It's an American themed safe that we're going to be raffling off. We're only going to sell 100 tickets at $50 a pop. So those will be on sale there at the show. You do not have to be present to win. If you want to give us a call and buy a ticket over the phone, we can do that too. Like I said, you do not have to be present to win, but you do have to come pick it up. So we will not deliver the safe. But it's awesome. There is actually the picture of it on our website, Ash.
All social medias.
Yeah, all social medias. Cool. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So, 100% of those proceeds all go to the foundation. So, and all the normal stuff, the great food, the band, the DJ, the tractor pulls, the Kid Zone. The Kid Zone is actually being co-sponsored with Freightliner from Keys Truck Center along with Cab Air. So they're making that bigger and better. They got a lot of stuff to give away for the kids. So, bring your kids over there, grab the free stuff for your kids. They'll love it. You'll have it at home. They'll drive you nuts with it. And we'll all have a big smile on our face.
so I'm thinking if I want to get a ticket for this safe and I win that thing, I'm not going to be able to strap it to the top of my Volvo, am I?
No.
Well, you might. We'll work with a bunch of truck drivers then. We'll get it strapped on, man. We'll get it there.
Yeah, I don't think that. So I better be thinking positive that I'm going to win and bringing the truck down, or drive the Volvo and just know I'm going to donate $50, and if I win, I figure it out, right?
That's it. We'll keep it for you till you get back down to get it picked up, but we're just not going to deliver it.
All right. Well, we're all hoping and fingers crossed that the weather is going to cooperate and give us some 90 or less digits, and that way it's cooler and pleasant. We're all looking forward. All Team 10-4 is definitely looking forward to being down there with you guys. I know Roger is going to be making his famous Bloody Marys come Saturday morning, so
nice.
That'll get us all started and fired up for the day. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to come in. Anything else you need to shout out there and let people know?
Truckers, everybody, all truckers enter in on Falkirk from 99. It's real simple. Falkirk, head east and turn just before the railroad tracks. There will be signs out there. It's literally 2 turns off the freeway. It's a piece of cake. Do not follow the GPS. Cannot stress that enough. You will get someplace where you do not want to be. So Falkirk from the freeway, head east, turn right before the railroad tracks. Piece of cake, you're in. The gates will be open all day tomorrow, but we will not start parking trucks until 5 p.m. at the earliest. We're also having some guys coming out, bringing us a great American flag that's going to look really awesome that the trucks are going to come underneath. We have a photographer that's going to take pictures of all the trucks. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we'll have those printed off, put in a little souvenir frame for all the participants that came in. If you want to make a small donation for us to cover these pictures, great. If not, no big deal either, but it'd be a nice memento for you guys to take home. That's something new that we're just starting this year. Mm-hmm. Thanks to my lovely wife. She got that all put together for us. So we're super excited for that. If anybody does want their truck washed, we do have a guy there that's going to be washing trucks. Right now, it looks like he's pretty much booked up Thursday. So, if you want to get your truck washed, you might want to give us a call to reserve a spot just to make sure. And besides that, I think we're all good. We're really excited for a good time, and hopefully everybody will have a good time that comes out. And keep the weather under 100 degrees in the low 90s, and we'll be happy.
So I want you to hit it too one more time for everybody on the coming in, getting parked. Everybody get parked by Friday. Rags down Saturday morning by
10 o'clock.
10 a.m.
Okay, so we want everybody parked and done Friday, but you got till 10 a.m. to get yourself shiny. Just
Right.
get parked on Friday, right?
Yep.
Okay, 10-4. All right, you guys, be good, stay sane, and we will see you.
Hey,
we
we're
will
still
see you.
smiling, aren't we?
You are. You're doing good. I'm proud of you both. I'm proud of you both.
One
We'll
more
see-
thing, if you guys want to buy tickets, you can go on eventbrite.com, download the app, just spectator.
Yeah, to buy spectator tickets, you go to
Yes.
Eventbrite.
It's so easy.
Yeah, and that
So
way you don't have to
easy.
wait in line at the front. You just run right in.
So
Yeah.
just
By the
make
way,
sure
I
that-
remember from last year the directions you gave to get in. It was basically left turn, right turn. You're in, kind of for the most part, right? And that.
Yep.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're coming off of Folkerth. Yep. It's
Yeah.
It's just
so
head
you're
east
in.
from the freeway and then right turn into the fairgrounds. Piece of cake.
Yep. Bada bing. All right, you guys, take care. We'll see you on Friday.
All right. Thanks,
Bye,
John.
John.
We'll see you Friday. Bye.
Right. CG and Ashley Soza talking about their truck show this weekend, the Soza Memorial, 4th annual, going to be going on all weekend down in Turlock, California at the Stanislaus County Fairgrounds. So get yourself out there, get on their website, get the information that you need, whatever it is, get signed up, get registered, buy your tickets for you and the family so you guys can all get in together and get things done ahead of time as much as you can. Go to their website, check them out on Facebook, and a big hand to Ashley for her social media work leading up to this weekend. She's done a great job. I think been some nice stuff coming out there about the show and a lot of activities. So awesome to see that happen and to see this show taken off. I want to take a minute right now, though. I want to say thanks to Pittsburgh Power, manufacturers and inventors of Max Mileage, which is a high-performance fuel catalyst. And I say high performance because anything you add it to makes it run better. Gas or diesel, doesn't matter. And I want to say, hey, what's up, Evan? How you doing? Evans Detailing and Polishing, and that's our go shine on guy. Both of their URLs and websites are down there at the bottom for you all. Check them out. Great products from both of them. They are and have been longtime supporters of Studio 10-4 Live and 10-4 Magazine. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being a part of the show. All right. Well, this is our cover truck feature show. So as you know, there's our current cover right there. And that is Chris and Dalton Gebhardt. Their 359s on the cover of 10-4 Magazine. And I love this cover. This is just, I think, so unique, one of a kind. I'm glad we went with this one. It just makes those trucks look awesome, but it makes our magazine look even better. So thanks, guys, for that. I want to say also, if you haven't got a subscription, I want to make sure that you guys all see how this comes. I haven't even taken this out of the package just because I want y'all to see how cool this is. Magazine comes to you in this clear plastic sleeve from our printer. So if you subscribe, this is how your magazine's going to come every month. And I think y'all need to get yourself a subscription so you can get that. You'll be the first to get that and make that magazine happen every month at your location. Get a 5-pack, by the way. Now, the 5-pack comes in a different package, but it is equally as safe. The magazines come perfect because there's no exposure to anything. So make sure you guys get subscribed. Go to 10-4magazine.com and get that checked out. Now, I want to say 359s. The hot rods of the trucking industry, it's like the 58 Chevy or 56 Chevy, 57 Chevy, whatever you want, in that range. I mean, a Corvette, it's sort of that vibe, the buzzword of 2024. Isn't that a crack up? But it is. And these guys got two of them. And they're running around out there together sometimes. Sometimes they're out there running solo, but they're out there hopefully running and making some money. Right now, I got Chris and Dalton Gebhardt. Hi, guys. How are you?
How's it going?
Going good, man. Going good on my end. You're looking good and sounding good, man. We took a little bit, but we got there, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're out
no,
here.
Made it happen. So where are you guys at today? Where are we connecting from?
We're actually home. We're sitting in the office upholstery shop.
All right. All right.
We're about 20 miles north of Effingham, Illinois.
Effingham, Illinois. So there's got to be a lot of jokes about that, man.
There's cheeseburgers named after it. I mean, yeah,
there's a song named after it.
Yeah, there is.
Well, I'm thinking effing anything. It's got to be an effing great story, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny, man. Well, listen, first of all, I want to say from me to you and from 10-4, which I'm sure you've heard already from Dan and Shan and a few others and Stephanie. If not, welcome to the family.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The status of 10-4 cover trucker is kind of elite. There's not that many of them. There's only 12 a year, one a month. And that piece of real estate is very, very cherished and prized. And you make it there, man. I think it's pretty exciting to be on the cover of 10-4 magazine. I've always said 10-4 magazine is hot rod magazine for truckers.
Hell yeah. That's all I got to say about it.
There you go. We're on the same page. So I've got your truck and the pictures from the shoot coming up. I was hoping we'd get the Diesel Addicts herself in here, but it looks like Stephanie is either trying to get here or she's detained and can't make it. But either way, if she pops in, we'll throw her into the mix. But tell us kind of how you guys all connected and this thing took place. Hey, there's Steph right there. Can't make it, but tuned in. Steph, good to have you tuned in for sure. Congrats again, Chris and Dalton. Well-deserved for sure. Thanks again for the opportunity. It was a blast and hot as effing hell, I guess.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So what I usually have Steph bring in the, what was the shoot like? So start it out wherever you guys want. I want to know where it all kind of began. How did we connect?
Honestly, I can't remember where I met Stephanie, and and I hate to say it like this, but I'm afraid it was at Troy Huddleston's funeral.
Well, you know what? I mean,
but good things come out of bad situations.
Unfortunate circumstances, but okay, yeah.
And then we just got talking and shooting the breeze, every little bit, and yeah, she's like, I think I want to do this, and she's like, what do you think about it? And I put her off for a while. I'm like, our old stuff's not worth it. You know what I mean? And she just kept pushing, and she's finally like, I'm picking this day, and this is what it's going to be. And I'm like, well, I guess that'll be fine. That's Taylor's birthday weekend, so we're going to be Mexican and margaritas, and let's do it.
Hey, amen to margaritas.
Hey.
Leave it to a woman, and nothing sexist about it, but leave it to a woman to know exactly the date. She probably knows the time and everything, but show and shine for a special kind is apparently where you guys connected for the first time. So there it is. Thanks, Steph, for that. Appreciate it.
Makes a lot.
We're men. We don't remember anything.
No, we don't. A few things, you give us some directions, we can generally follow them pretty good, but try to remember anything. Yeah, forget about it. So the whole process started though, and a lot of people always ask, how do I get on the cover of 10-4 magazine? And there is no like one box answer. There's a lot of different ways that it happens. And yours was through Stephanie, and you guys met at a show. Others have met Dan, or they've met me, or they've met Eric Hill, or, of course, Eric Sieben. Go back, through the years at a show, at some kind of event, typically a truck show, is where it all kind of takes place, and it all happens, as did you guys. So congratulations on that. Tell us about the trucks, man. They look pretty dang nice, and I'm just thrilled to see 2 359s running as a trucking company together right now. I think that's cool as hell.
Mine is it's an 86 359 extended hood. It's got a C15 in it, 18 speed, 355s on low air. It's got the original interior in it, buckskin interior. It's got the factory carpet still in the sleeper. It's just, I think it's a 5-inch drop front axle. It's still, I redid the front end this past year. It's got 3 leaf springs instead of the 4 spring factory pack. It's got airbags on the front, and it's all for vertical lift. I can raise the rear suspension up to for overinflate, 312 wheelbase. It's just basically a stock truck with a few tweaks that's just makes it look nice. And it's a
And
lot
is
of
this
fun.
you? Is this you here we're showing right now?
Yep, that's mine.
Okay.
I can't, there's really not, I don't know how to say much more. Like I say, it's just, I bought an aluminum fifth wheel for it. There's a local welding shop about 20 minutes away. That was the deal of a lifetime. It come off a truck that guy was putting a dump bed on it, and they didn't want it. So I bought it for $500.
Oh, holy hell, man. That's a $3,500 fifth
I
wheel,
know.
right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, just, it's been a great truck. And I bought it because that's the way, when I built Dalton's truck, that's the way I wanted that truck to turn out to be. And just through the upholstery shop business, and meeting Arlen and Linda, and it evolved into, I got to buy it, and it's just been perfect for me. So
are we talking real twin sticks, or are we talking high and low? And then
no, so Arlen had a 6 and a 4 in that, so it had the hole in the carpet, and it had this janky ass piece of plastic that looked like crap.
It was what was it? It was an old Hogue built
Mud
quarter fender piece.
quarter fender mud flap or something. He just had it stuck there to cover the hole, and I got a hell of a smoking deal on that double stick deal, and so I just put it in there, and it makes it fun to drive. So
keeps you busy, man.
yeah, you don't talk on the phone and drive it, you'll get lost. I'm not gonna lie, you'll forget where you're at.
You know what? I mean, I don't admit this often, but there's been days when I've been in the truck and I'm somewhere on a hill and I get lost and I'm like, okay, where the hell are we? Let's start over. It has happened. Nice looking inside, man. I mean, I'm telling you, that is a clean 359, and I love that dash.
Yeah, it's all, like I say, factory. I redid the seats and put a set of Sears seats in it, recovered them with velour, pleated them. They're still on the swivel bases that was in the truck. I had to do some fabricating and make that work. But I mean,
those are the original cup holders on there too, right?
That cup holder I put in there. So we've got an old junkyard that's in Terre Haute, Indiana, that this guy he's got some jewels in it, and you can go over there, and if you're nice and spend an hour and talk, you can walk out with some pretty cheap stuff. So no, I put the cup holder in it because I like cup holders, but
okay,
cup holders in it.
I thought the 359 came with the cup holder down there. I maybe guys just added them.
Yeah, that was the 379.
Okay, gotcha. Good looking interior. I like it.
Yeah, duct tape was the cup holder for a 359
or a boot.
Got it. Okay, right. Some of these locations here, you got both trucks here in the shot. Obviously, is this in and around your place there in Indiana?
That's on our farm here at Neoga, Illinois. I had baled hay the previous week. We've got about a dozen head of cattle, and we had 25 at one time and kind of downsized a little bit. So just something to keep the grass mowed.
I think we need to also make mention of a couple other things here too. First, I want to say howdy to everybody that's tuning in. I just saw that Tony Huttenstein, another 10-4 cover trucker, in the house today. Glad to have Tony aboard as always. Jeff Parker, good to have you in as well, my friend. One of my longtime, in fact, if not one of my longest friends, been around. We've known each other since kids, man, going back a long, long time. Good to have Jeff on the show as always. I'm glad you enjoy the show, Jeff. You guys are, like you said, you're sitting in your shop, but we're sitting in an interior manufacturing shop. You guys made all this quilting, right?
Yeah.
It's all him.
Yeah, the upholstery shop is all me. Dalton actually knows how to paint, but doesn't do a whole lot of it. And he paints, he does all his own stuff, and he'll do my stuff if I ask really nice. But yeah, all the upholstery stuff's me. I mean, he'll help install stuff and whatnot. But
I like to put stuff in or tear stuff apart. That's really about my knowledge.
What a kid.
I think it just boils down to Dad's way too particular. So
Well, I mean, quilting, these quilted fenders, tank covers, it just, you don't see a lot of it anymore. That being said, I think it's kind of made a bit of a resurgence, hasn't it? How's business
in the past couple of years? It seems.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
making it's a comeback. It's like everything else. It comes in cycles.
I think it all does. I'm curious though. Where's the double J blinker bars and all that? Is that coming?
They're
No.
up. There's a set upstairs, but I don't think they'll ever make it on our old iron. That's not our flavor, I guess.
Just gonna leave it as it is. Okay, all right. And Dan says everything old is new again, which is true. Life is cyclical. The world is that for sure. Another great shot, by the way. Good job, Steph, on that. You got the full on tanker, Hogue-built tanker fenders. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's Dalton's truck.
Yeah, that one's mine.
Right on. Looking good. Looking good. Now, are we just showing signs of wear? Or did we want it that way?
Yeah,
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
So the lettering on my truck was all done by my uncle, Dad's brother.
That's what an uncle means.
I have two sides of the family here, so
Wait a minute. Huh?
Yeah,
pretty much.
But in different states, you got uncles, brothers, sisters, mothers. What? Anyway, no, never mind. But go ahead. Yeah.
But anyway, no. So my uncle Tim was the one that did the pinstripe or did the lettering on the truck, and of course it's just faded throughout the years, and I've kind of just gone with that for the whole theme of the truck, was just kind of let it fade back into what it is in terms of paint. So just kind of let the pinstriping and the lettering just kind of fade into itself in a way. Just it seems to help the age of the truck. It just seems to fit.
I like it. I don't think you should ever change that. I like the there's, represents somebody in your family that they did it and that it's on the truck and you're still running it out there, man. There's something I've kind of grown to like here recently, and that's a sleeper. Nobody really knows what's under the paint and under the hood, and that's okay.
Well, there's also a large part of this truck, my truck, being a homegrown family type of deal. I mean, just about everything that's been done to the truck has been done by either a close family member or myself or Dad. It's just been it's been a family project. So
I love all the stickers, man. I'm a sticker nut too. My studio up here, and you can't see it, but I've got this shelving, cupboard, whatever. Anyway, it's covered with stickers. And I don't know what I'm going to do when I get rid of this desk, because I'm getting rid of it here real soon. I'm kind of like thinking I'm going to take the doors and keep them.
probably what I would do.
Wall art.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen. Hey, John Fearborn, good to have you on the show with us as always, John. Definite friend of the show. I love the interior, man. Again, another nice job on the interior. Absolute old school. What do you got hanging up there from the headliner? Is that a blacked out Cobra, or is that a Galaxy, or what do you got?
It's a Cobra 29. It's just
It
black.
is? Okay. All right.
Black case, chrome face.
Yep.
Just I don't know. Kind of the whole inside of the thing is black, so it just kind of fit the everything else. But that was one of the early interiors that Dad did in terms of a truck, anyway. So.
Yep. Came out good. Looks good. And there's a nice shot there on the front. We'll have to make sure we get a couple more of these posted on our social before the month is up. We're kind of running up against it here pretty quick. In fact, got a couple of announcements to make about our new magazine coming out and some other stuff here. But let's finish with you guys. And there's the shot right there, man. I love that. And this again is on your property?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Right on. So what'd you think about how all that went on the day of the shoot? What was that like for you?
It
lack of a better term, miserable.
Oh no! Next, never mind. Next.
it was a great experience. It was, it was fun to mess around, but it just the heat and the humidity, and it was just miserable hot. And then we come back from Effingham, and we were on the interstate coming to the Neoga exit, and man, we could see this storm coming. And I looked at the radar on my phone, and Dalton was calling me, and we put her to the wood to try and outrun it, and we got caught in the rain. It was just enough. I had to rewash everything to go finish up pictures, and it was a lot of work, but it was totally worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
Got a question here, and I'm gonna help answer it as well. But
sorry,
Dan's got a great comment here. Jeff asked, do the out of California trucks have to use DEF, or can they roll coal? Well, so it's all based on the year of your truck, and we're supposed to all be in the same, for the most part, same rules and regulations. So any new ones out there, they come with the DEF, and that's what they're expected to have. That being said, guys are deleting and taking all that stuff out of there. So run straight pipes, no DEF, EGR, take it all out, get rid of all of it. And pros and cons to that, by the way, as to how well it works and sort of, makes it happen. But these trucks right here, Jeff, you can't run these trucks in California. Correct, guys?
Not supposed to.
Not legally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, legally. So they say. Yeah. So, I mean, the trucks now that are out there on the road, hell, most of them, they don't even run the stacks, man. They're running weed burners. So
Right.
The guys that are running stacks, a lot of them, they're not even really exhaust going through the stacks. But then there are those that are, and it varies. It's just a lot of variables on this. And you'll see trucks out there that are running, they're running the full compliant engine, and there's no soot, there's no color on the stack whatsoever. Well, there's a price you pay for that, and it's heat, and it's exhaust flow restriction, and performance and fuel mileage and all the other stuff that you lose because of what the system is that they put in play. But yeah, these trucks you can't even run. So 2000, I think right now in California, we are all at 2010 compliant, I think is where we're at. Is that, you guys know?
Not
Not a clue. We don't go out there.
No.
So
Yeah, there you go. Good answer. The hell with that place.
well,
I think it is. I think you have to be 2010 or newer compliant to run in California at this point. And there's guys on the show that, were making comments before we went live today that, they'd love to be coming out this weekend for the Soza show. They'd love to be coming out for a lot of shows here in California, but they can't come in their trucks. And that's why they'd want to come out, is they'd want to come out and, put the trucks into the show and participate, but they can't bring the trucks in without risking getting caught. So they're just not doing it. Unfortunate, but true. And that's the way it is. So we got a couple of more picks here I want to get to right now. I think somebody was feeling it. Was this on Sunday, by the way?
no, this would have been Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Cross there in Effingham, just be catty corner from the Pilot. It's right there along 5770 as you come into town.
Say off. It's 159. The exit 159.
Well, there was definitely Truckers Church going on during the photo shoot. Dan, as Dan states too, people think photo shoots are fun, but they can really be a lot of work and a lot of time. And there's so many different things, that variables that happen during a photo shoot. The weather being probably, number one. You could have a hot day, you could have a rainy day, you could have a windy day. I mean, to get everything, all the planets to align, it's not easy. And there's a lot of things that happen. I mean, I remember the first shoot, one of the first shoots, I should say, that I was ever on with Eric and Dan. It was raining. We were in Louisville, and we were constantly going back to the truck and wiping it down in between raindrops, trying to get that stuff off of the truck. And it turns into a whole nother game at that point. So
Yeah.
Heat being probably one of the hardest ones to deal with, just because of the comfort or lack of it for everybody that is there on site trying to get it done.
Well,
Love the night shot. We featured this on our Friday night light shot. May have been last weekend. I might have done that, but that's a good one. And what are you guys pulling mostly? What's happening in your world as far as keeping these guys making you money? What are you guys doing?
We just do a lot of general stuff, little general flatbed stuff if we're not busy out of our dedicated stuff. But our dedicated stuff is just we haul the press board that they make office furniture out of.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
right
it's
on.
like
And
everything, it's slow, so it comes and goes. And because I've got so much work here in the upholstery shop that I stay home every day. And then if it gets slow enough, we got to send Dalton out, and then he goes out and just does whatever. So
I see who has the curtain van and who has the flatbed.
Well, I know how to work smarter, not harder. That's all I got to say.
I'm laughing at that for that reason right there, man. That's
finding that for him.
So Dalton, do you get Dad's truck, and if he's not working, and you get to take advantage of that, or you just hook up his trailer? How's that work?
There was 1 week where I got to use it. I think it was whenever you had your arm surgery that he wasn't going to use it. So he was like, it's just going to sit there. It doesn't really matter if you want to use it this week. I can't remember what was going on prior to that or after, but he's like, it's just sitting there. Might as well use it. So that's all I've really used it.
He's got a van trailer he uses a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's been a lot of times in the past few weeks where, like, a lot of the material that we pull, if it's all 8-foot material, and if it'll fit in a van trailer, I'd much rather just swing a set of doors versus throw a set of tarps. So I've been doing that quite a lot lately. So,
like your dad said, work smarter, not harder, man. That is definitely the way to be. So tell me, Dalton, born into the business, but I mean, did you look at this and go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be like my dad. I want to go trucking. I mean, what was your, teenage years like?
Well, honestly, from the first time I could really remember riding with Dad, which I think was about 6 years old, was my first memory of it. That's what I always wanted to do. And of course, through the years, always heard, don't get in a truck. You're going to be dumb if you get in a truck, all this other stuff. So kind of shied away from it for a lot of years. Went through high school. I went through a year of college to do an auto mechanics program, and just, it didn't fit me very well. But at the same time, I had started a body shop. So I spent 4.5 years there, and that's where I learned how to paint and all that other stuff. And then Dad came to me. He was like, hey, kind of got in with local co-op doing, just like spring tender stuff, following sprayers and the fertilizer spreaders and stuff like that. Do you want in on that? I'm like, yeah, I could do that. He's like, you'd be able to do that in the spring and the fall, and then still do the bodywork stuff every other time. Okay, that'd be fine. Well, I ran around with him, learned how to drive for, I think it was 3 or 4 months, and got me a 93 FLD 120. It was a sharp little truck. It was cat powered, 18 speed. It was a great little truck. And as soon as I got in it, I never got out of it. And I got bit by the bug. Of course, got bit by the bug super early, but once it fully took grasp, then it was, I guess you could say, I was doomed from that point.
Yeah, you got bit by the kitty, man. That's awesome. That nothing like stepping into cat power, and that's your first rig. I love it.
Yeah,
he's never drove anything that didn't have cat power.
I haven't. The truck that I own is the truck that I learned to drive in. So
that's awesome.
So, and then of course being the first truck that Dad built for his own, and there's definitely a lot of sentimental value attached to that truck that no matter what, it'll never leave the family. It might sit for years on end if it ever comes to that, but it'll never leave the family. So, but yeah, just say growing up with him driving and my grandpa drove. I don't know. It's kind of, I think
both your grandpas drove.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
one still does. So
yeah, we I think we ended up totaling up. I mean, I'm 5th generation to even drive a truck. So
Have either of you guys ever driven a brand new Peterbilt?
yeah,
And what year, Pete, was it? What was it you drove?
it was a glider. It would have been a 13
Okay.
but it had a 6NZ in it and a 13.
Oh, yeah.
But it was that was probably some of the newest stuff I ever drove.
So when you drove that, did you feel like you're missing anything, or you're good where you're at? How did you feel?
So I was working for Roark Trucking out of Carmi when I drove that truck, but I've always been into older stuff. Like my pickups have all been older. We've got old cars and stuff that there's just something about old iron. It doesn't matter to me if it's new, fancy, got squeaks and rattles. I'll fight till the death to get rid of a squeak or a rattle. But I just, when I was a kid, this is the stuff that was on the road. So this is what I wanted to have. And so that's what I built when I built Dalton's truck. And I knew that's what I wanted to do. And so it's always been a 359 for me. I mean, I love an A model the way it looks. I don't know if I could drive one every day. Just it feels weird to me the way everything's set up. Like an Aero 1 W900 would just be badass too, but it's not a 359, man. I never mad every day when I open the shop door and look at that thing sitting there going, yep, I'm going to go to work. It's okay. So I don't know. I honestly, if there was still trucks like this on the road, there'd be a lot less pissed off people in the world.
Well, I'll tell you something. The reason I asked the question is because I came into the industry driving old iron, and some of it was, you didn't drive it, it drove you. It was some hard working, butt busting, back smashing, hard ass iron. And after I had my first transfer, for a while, I just out of the blue drove a newer late model Peterbilt 379. And that's when I just went, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Now, I was not driving anything like you guys though. So you got a 359, a pair of them that probably are decent, quiet, comfortable, good ride, that all the right stuff. I was talking, worst example was like a 1975 Ford twin stick 700 dump truck.
Yeah, I was thinking that about all our stuff. It's all been updated. Low air. We've got the stuff to do the air ride on Dalton's front end. There's a huge difference when I put new springs underneath the front end of mine. I went from the 4-spring taper leaf, took a spring out of the bottom. It's got like a Air Glide 400. It's Kenworth 8-bag.
Yep.
On the front, but I run about 50 pounds of air in that with the wheelbase and the low air. That thing rides good, but like I said, we've updated everything. Everything's been dynamited, insulated. His is, like I said, new upholstery, all that stuff. There's just, as time's progressed, to keep the old iron on the road, you keep fixing it and working it, making it nicer. And it evolves into basically, I would say my truck is a 2002 model truck. It is what it is, wrapped in old, old sheet metal, but you can still hear it. It's not as quiet as a new one, but I don't care.
You know what? And that's the thing. You add what needs to be added. The insulation of the cab, not only does it, deaden the sound, but it keeps it warm when it needs to be warm and cold when it should be cold. And if your weather stripping's all good, then, you got pretty good seals on the doors and windows. It just makes all the difference in the world. I mean, back in the day before I had anything decent, you turn the stereo up to drown out everything else.
Right. Right. I mean, I could say this, doing all the upholstery work that I've done on brand new 389s. They've come a long way as far as insulating the truck, but it's still
they
not
have.
going to do in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
The first thing I would do if I ever bought a new one would rip everything out of it and dynamite it, because it gets rid of all the vibration inside of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it is now, but I ordered a brand new O2. So after that test drive, it convinced me that if I was a smart guy, I'd get out of what I was in and extend my life by at least 10 years by getting a new truck. So I did. And I got an O2 and 379, hood, loaded up, 6NZ, ordered it from the factory, spec'd it out. It came with all that. I don't know if they called it dynamating back then, but it was basically same stuff, foil both sides and foam, and, it killed the sound. It killed the everything. I mean, that truck, I could sit in that truck driving in any situation and talk on the phone and just in a normal voice level, didn't have to yell, scream, nothing. And it was dead quiet in there. And that thing, I put the air on the lowest setting on the hottest day, and it was still nice and chilly, and ice cubes out the vent, nipples hard, man. 11.
This is nice. Very
It's
nice.
nice. Yeah. So I got to say, there's a lot to be said about what you have, whether you buy it that way or you build it that way. And I'm like you. I've got two vehicles now that are, my personal rides. One's a 04, XC70 Volvo. The other's my 2006 3500 Dodge.
Right.
And I'm happy with both of them. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm good. I think there's something to be said. You keep the old iron going. Hell, the registration and everything else like that is less for you as well, depending on the state you're in anyway. So
Right.
insurance, registration, on and on and on. So what's under the hood on both these trucks? Tell me. I don't know if I caught that or not.
Mine's a C15, a 6NZ, and then Dalton's is a water jacket 400 cat.
Okay. All right.
I'm still running
Yeah.
mechanical power under mine. So
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but that 6NZ is the prize, man. That's the one I think everybody still looks for and tries to get.
he
No
loves
matter.
to walk away from me every time that we run together. So
Yep.
I
Great
can
engine.
outdo him when he's empty,
and he'll be loaded.
and I'll be loaded.
Yeah.
Well,
About it, but whatever. Mine still sounds cooler.
I at some point I see maybe something happening in your life, Dalton, that you may see that 6NZ creeping your way in some way, shape, or form from another truck, or maybe you move into Dad's. I don't know, man.
I keep on him. I think it'd be neat if you can still get, because a buddy of mine just bought a new 3ZJ motor.
That's honestly what I would love to do, to keep it mechanical. But build something that's good, reliable power, but still have more power than an old B.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can do with them.
Yeah.
And have them last for a lot of years. So.
Well, we're wrapping up here, guys. We're coming up on an election. You don't have to tell me who you're voting for, but if you got any advice out there, what's your advice to everybody come this November when it's time to vote?
I would say, man, remember interest rates, remember gas prices, remember how hard it is to buy groceries for your family, and remember how easy it was almost 4 years ago. And I can say this, and I know a lot of people have, that I don't have to like someone, as long as there's a lot of bosses I've had in my life that I didn't like, but they were good bosses.
There you go.
And I think a lot of stuff he says is off the wall and whatnot, But it says a lot though when you know your family's safe. The people that take care of us in our military are safe, and that we've got good means to make an income, because there's nothing worse than being self-employed and you have your entire life hanging in a pendulum that you know it could go south in a big way. And because of people that just don't have any common sense. And it's pretty simple for us working folk. We just want to work, praise God, love our family, and go home every day and have a little money in the bank.
Yeah.
That's really
make our money, pay our bills, do what
Yep.
needs to be done. Yeah,
So-
I'm with you. I love your analogy, and I have to say, yeah, nowhere on the application did it say I have to be your friend or you're going to be mine. But I do expect you to do your job so I can do mine.
Exactly.
And that, I think, is really in the simplest of terms of where we need to be thinking about things, and that is that we all got a job to do, man. And in these last few years, that job's not been done, and we're in a bad way, folks. We are in a bad way, and some worse than others, some better than others. But I'll tell you what, the consensus I hear is everybody is out there struggling to get it done right now. It is not easy to get the job done, and at the end of the day, make it home safe and pay our bills, man.
That's bad. I literally run through the ditch Tuesday because the gal passed the truck. She wouldn't get out of it. I seen it happening. I mean, I was empty, and where we was at, we were just north of a Walmart distribution center. So I know the guy in that black Peterbilt pulling a reefer. He was going to Walmart DC, and so I was on the brakes and already off the road. And that old lady was not getting out of the gas, and there was no reason that she did what she did. No reason. Literally made a 3-lane highway out of a 2-lane road. She passed both of us. We both got over far enough that she went right between us and never slowed down. Didn't even think about it.
I watch a lot of different stuff on YouTube for educational purposes as well as entertainment. And some of the stuff I've been watching, just last night I was watching, some trucker video stuff, and it got my blood pressure boiling, and I started feeling like I did right at the time I was starting to kind of get out from behind the wheel and out of the truck, and the traffic I had to fight and the struggles and the battles and everything out on the road by all this stupid crap I'm watching on YouTube. And I'm thinking to myself, man, it just doesn't change out there. People doing brake checks on truckers and, just coming out of nowhere and cutting guys off. And, a lot of these guys, they did a lot. They did a lot of stuff I probably should have did, but I didn't. I just sort of tried to be non-confrontational. Some of these guys, man, they're like, what am I going to do? So they end up,
That's the first thing I told him is just let people do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Just look for it and let them do it, because that means you'll be able to go home without a whole lot of paperwork.
Yeah, man. You just
fine on that stuff. But I'll tell you what, that old gal yesterday, she's lucky she had 2 experienced hands that just knew what to do. That whole scenario would have ended a whole lot different.
It's still to this day. I mean, and listen, I'm not breaking my arm, patting myself on the back here. It's just the reality of it is that you damn well better know what that guy's going to do before he does it or she does it, because if you don't, that's when the accident usually happens. And a lot of these accidents that I'm watching on these YouTube videos, car versus car, mostly, people are just not anticipating what that person is probably going to do.
Nobody stays any of that stuff.
What's that?
I said nobody stays vigilant on that stuff. I mean, they're not looking up to see what everybody else is doing. They're either in such a trance, they're just going down the road, or they're just playing on their phone so bad. So
they're on the phone.
Yeah, have really been a problem.
Yeah, the cell phone thing is just too much. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I can't wait till we have an opportunity to meet. Wanted to let you know everybody was shouting out to you as we were winding things down. Shannon, of course, here. Thanks to you guys, and welcome to the 10-4 family. Always, once a 10-4 cover trucker, always a 10-4 cover trucker, and it's very unique that we get to welcome in 2 at the same time. That usually does not happen. So congratulations to you
Yeah,
guys, and you look good on the cover, man. So
Thank
has
guys
it been
very
fun?
much.
Have you had a fun month?
It's quite the opportunity.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
an honor.
Right on. All right. You guys take care. We'll look forward to seeing you. And incidentally, are you going to be anywhere before the end of the year that we can look to see you at?
We were fortunate enough. This has been a good year for us. We got invited to go to Denton, and we got tour. And Stephanie called me the other day, just begging if I can figure it out, and if we can not hurt our spot where we work every day, we're going to try and be out there for you guys a show.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't. I think we can sneak in and sneak out. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, I think it can be done. Just don't go south of where we're at, because that's Wheeler Ridge and they got scales there. So just stay out of there and give me a call. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, I know lots of people. We'll see if I can follow Marty and Betsy around somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll get it figured out.
Right. All right, you guys. You take care. We'll talk soon. Best to you now.
Thank you. Thank you again.
You bet. All right, great meeting those guys, and I couldn't ask for two better fellows to be on the cover, and especially in a father-son combo like that. So, Chris and Dalton, again, welcome to the 10-4 family, and great job making us all look good out there. A couple of things before I go. Next week we have a new magazine coming out, so we will be changing the cover and putting the next one in play, and that's probably going to come out next Tuesday. So if you haven't got a subscription yet, get on it, man. Go to 104magazine.com, go to our subscription tab and click on it. Get that done. That way you can be one of the first to get the new magazine when it comes out. And it's the best way to do it, man. It just is. You don't have to go look for it. You don't have to wait for it to be showing up at a rack anywhere. But, if that's what you do, that's fine too. We're glad that you guys are going there and getting them and pulling them off the rack. And the guys there at the shop or wherever it's at that's done feel good about having 10-4 there. Also, wanted to make mention, Thursday, 1 o'clock. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll be posting up an announcement that's going to be announcing our second shirt in the Legacy or Legend series. And as I happen to be just this week wearing the first one right here. So wanted to say we got another one coming to you, and that's going to be announced tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Now, Dan, help me out. When are these shirts going to be available once they are announced? And that information will come out tomorrow, I'm sure, but can't wait for that to happen. But of course, we're going to want to make sure everybody can get theirs. So let's find out when that is, and look for us at the show this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Look for 10-4. We're going to have, of course, the Truckin' for Kids trailer there being pulled by the Magini truck. Godfather will be pulling it as it always does and looking good. Stop by and see us and get signed up for the truck show coming up in November. Our truck show, it's going to be happening at the Kern County Raceway, and that is in Bakersfield, California. I've been talking to a lot of folks on line, people messaging me wondering what to do, how to get there. I'm going to show you real quick just before we go. All you got to do is go to Trucker Rodeo right there. Click on it. Click on the green bar. Got our nice flyer there, but click on the green bar and it will take you to where you need to go to get tickets and entry for everything. Okay. General truck show registration, spectator registration, competition registration. One of my favorites is going to be RV weekend pass. $100 for the weekend, guys. It is dry camping, but you know what? That's freaking awesome. $100 for the weekend. Bring your RV. Come hang out with me and RV, and let's make it a party, because it's going to be a fun event. And that's going to be, of course, the first annual 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show. And we're all looking forward to everybody coming out there. The dates of the show are actually the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, but the first is our get in and take over the property day. So that'll be Friday, and then the events start first thing, 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. So you'll want to get in on Friday. You want to get parked, set up, staged, ready to go, and then go for your competition, whatever that's going to be. And there's a bunch of them. So check it out and see what looks interesting or fun to you. Everything from transfer dump to tire changing, tow competition, backing, and there's 3 different classes of backing: closed body, doubles, and flat, and so on. So get on it. Stereo competition and burnout competition. Cannot forget about those guys. Get on over there, 104magazine.com. Get yourself registered, and let's know who you are and that you're coming. Dan answered my question, by the way, that immediately we will have the shirts at the Soza show this weekend, and they'll be available through Stay Loaded Apparel's website as well, starting tomorrow. So get your setup, self-set up with the latest in the 10-4 Legend series. And like I said, I'm wearing mine. I just happened to be wearing mine today. So mine is the first in that series of shirts that we did. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We actually went 3 minutes over, and that's okay. Want to make sure you guys didn't miss anything. Studio 10-4 Live will be back next week, and we will be hopefully live streaming some stuff from the show this weekend on Saturday. All right, you guys, take care. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Pittsburgh Power and Max Mileage and Evans Detailing and Polishing, of course. GoShineOn.com. Check them both out, get some products, and make sure you take care of them so they can keep taking care of us. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Keep the shiny side up.